This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. That's what I'm going to call it because I prefer Toronto. I got the beautiful, I love Toronto background. We just got a shitty government here right now, but hopefully that'll change this year. But anyway, politics aside, here we are on February the 26th, 2025. And folks, I have a six-time guest on here who I've got connected with through a nine-time guest on here. Folks, I have a stunt guy. I have Relic himself from Samhaim, and I got the guy who dared eat stale cereal for Scotty McCoy and still worries about those boxers appearing under the Christmas tree from one Scotty. Folks, I give you the absolutely awesome, wonderful Brett Harris. How do you do, Brett?
Oh, I'm doing great, Greg. Six times, man. I can't believe it.
Six times. And look what I'm wearing today just for you, man.
I see that. Yes. We
Yeah,
will be we will be talking about that a little bit today.
yep, I dug that out. I thought I'm going to wear that today for this interview and so we could celebrate that. What is that on your shirt?
We're looking at maybe some new merch coming out from the Danger Dude this year.
Yeah.
My daughter, my daughter Cheyenne's looking to maybe start up a little t-shirt business of her own. So we're doing some samples and stuff. I'm trying to get some ideas of how I want my logo to look and things like that. So who knows? We may have some stuff coming out this year, at least for giveaways anyway.
Well, where's the beard on that thing? You know, where is it?
Well, it's one of those pop figure guys, so it doesn't have
Yeah.
the real long beard. I have a
Why?
couple of I have a couple of pictures with the long beard too, little cartoon characters and stuff. We're gonna see
Listen,
what works.
listen. You gotta grow that out. I know you cut it for your mom, but you gotta grow that back out.
Hey, I think it's doing pretty good already. We're getting there. I know it's getting in my food already. I can't eat a bowl of cereal without holding the bowl way out here.
Well, you need
Cereal,
that.
not stale.
You need that so that you can pull it up and hide whenever Scotty's around.
Yeah.
What kind of cereal do you like?
Lucky Charms, man. It's the only way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't having any Lucky Charms when you were on Scotty's set.
No, no, definitely not. I almost saw some Lucky Charms.
Yeah. Well, I do dig that shirt though. Especially what's that on your head and the
Helmet.
oh
He has a little bike and a little bike helmet on. I'll try and get a little bit.
oh I see that now. You know what? I actually really do dig that. That is a great logo. I
Yeah,
would
I like
keep
it.
that. Yeah, keep that logo. Yeah, that is excellent.
On the little danger sign. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I who does did you say your daughter designed that?
My daughter's doing the shirts. I did the design through AI. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to learn how to use the computer a lot more. It never was really my thing. So I'm an action guy. I like to, and that's what gets holds me up so much because I like to just go do the shit. I don't like to have to sit around and figure it out and you know doing the designing and the computer crap. I'd rather be out throwing myself around than sit and trying to figure stuff out. I mean, I could do it. I just don't have the patience.
Have you figured Scotty out yet?
I don't even try to figure him out. He's
I
like
have.
one of no, you're like the same kind. You're around the same age as me. If you remember those old radio flyer, the little red wagon things. When I was a kid, one of the stunts we used to do, I had a really big hill alongside my house. So me and all the other neighborhood kids, we would get them and we would race them down the hill. Now, just with that little handle thing to steer them, it didn't take long for the wheels to come off with that. Scotty reminds me of one of those little red wagons going down the hill. You know that eventually the wheels are going to come off and it's going to be a yard sale, but you don't know when. He keeps you guessing.
Okay, I was born in 1972. Are you older or younger?
I'm older. I was born in
Are you?
69. Yep.
69. So you're just in that tail end. So you were born the same year that Midnight Cowboy came out
Yeah.
and Easy Rider and stuff like that. Okay. You're not much older than me, but okay.
Old enough. Old enough, man. Old enough.
Well, we're old enough to remember some great memories of
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I remember a little bit of the 70s, I definitely remember a lot of the 80s, but I have some memories back then. It's always interesting, I hear so many people say, well, gee, I wish it was back in the 80s. I wish it was back in the 70s. I wish. It's funny. I'm glad I lived through those. And I got some wonderful memories, and there's some great music. It brings lots of memories, movies that bring lots of memories. But these people take for granted some of the ways they got it made today. And I'm going to give you an example. Back, I think it was 2000, I think it might have been 2019 or yeah, I think it was 2019. I was in Toronto doing a con and I come out of the wrong end of a mall and I wasn't sure what street I was on. I wasn't sure where I was. Back in the 70s and 80s, I might have panicked. Now it's just, okay, where am I on the phone? I just follow that red line, just go whatever street I need to find. I knew what street I needed to find, and I just follow the red line. I remember doing a video talking into the phone saying, you know, folks, you got better than you thought, I mean, sure, we could use less Trudeau and less Carney here, but, other than that, still breathing. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Now, when I was younger, what we used to do, now I'm talking teenage years when I was driving and stuff.
mhm.
And I mean, even when I was younger, oh man, just a kid hiking through the woods, I would just point myself in a direction and keep on going until I could find something that I thought was cool. Like half of the time when I was growing up, I didn't even know where the hell I was going. I was just going. So maybe the GPS and knowing where you are all the time thing. Now, as I got older, when we started driving around, we would get a couple of us friends together, load up the car, fill the tank up with gas, get some of our favorite beverages and snacks, and we used to go out and we'd call it Loston. We were have this is high mountain area, coal area and stuff. So what we would do is we'd go find a dirt road that wasn't blocked off and just take that dirt road and see where it would go. If we didn't find our way out for a day or two, we didn't find our way out for a day or two. You know what I mean? We just go and it was like we always tried to be lost. It was fun. It was part of the adventure. Getting lost and then trying to find your way back out.
What if you ended up landing on Scotty's property with his boxers
that
waving in the air off the trees,
then we would know we went the wrong way and we'd have to turn around and go back.
with the clotheslines of Scotty boxers waving in the wind? I heard hurricanes won't touch that.
Now, I seen he just posted something where he has like a whole pair of pajamas covered with his face. So the boxers are out now. It's like a whole pair of pajamas, long sleeve shirt and the pants.
You know what? I really don't want any clothes with my fucking face on them, you know? I mean, I got a shirt with Skittles on it, that's fine. But I'm like, really? I'm not all that appetizing to look at to begin with. So I'm like, yeah, no.
I can't say too much, I guess, really. I have three tattoos. One of them I got when I was 18. It's my favorite rock band, Keel, from the 80s.
Hmm.
The other two are pictures of myself that my wife drew. So I have myself tattooed on me
Well, that's
twice.
different. Your wife drew them.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're not exactly, they're not like my face. They were just different phases that I went through. The one is where I'm wearing a hockey mask, and the other one I'm wearing a motorcycle helmet from back when I
Okay.
was playing hockey and doing the ATV stunts.
Yep. No, but never leave pajamas with. Why does he do that? And I know he's not narcissistic or anything.
It's Scotty.
It's, you know, I mean, he's not a narcissist, but I'm like, yeah, I mean, Scotty, when you're wearing your boxers, I mean, you pass gas, you're farting in your own face.
That's one of the great things about Scotty. Not that he farts in his own face, but he likes to have fun and he's not afraid to have a little bit of fun, maybe at his own expense, you know?
Scotty's great. Like I said, I just had him on here for the ninth time this year, it's like jeepers, and we haven't even met personally, just through here. What they're like again, another one of these great things about today. This,
Yeah, that
you
I
know?
can't complain about that. I love that.
Yeah,
Being able to be on here talking with you is awesome. And
hmm
I mean, I always said it before. Most of my friends from the internet are not from the United States. Most of the people that are following me and actually interested in the stuff that I do are from other countries, mainly Canada. I mean, I started out with the ATVs and hockey, of course. So of course Canada's in on my stuff, you know. But I got a lot of friends all over the internet that are from Canada and other countries. So that I'm grateful for that part of it.
Well, here's the thing, funny, I've gotten a few guests through Scotty, but you're the one that's been consistent with me, like this is your sixth time on here. And you and your family did a Doubtfire Face challenge, so I thought that was
We
really
did a
cool.
couple of
So
them.
yeah,
We did a couple of them.
so I mean, I like to donate to your cause, your charity cause, uh, riding for kids cancer. So I wore that shirt here today, but nevertheless, it's just I like to try to support people that supported me and have my back. So I've got a special place in my heart for you and Scotty. So much appreciated.
Oh man, I'm so thankful for you and everything you do for me. Like I'm just a regular dude, and like you got me on here for 6 times now. So that's to me, that's amazing. You know, nobody else out there even knows who the hell I am, and you have me on your show 6 times now.
You know
And
what?
that's one of those things too, where it comes down to you support the people that support you. I'm getting stuff every day. Oh, like this page, help me fund this movie, help me do that. Nobody does anything for me. I mean, I do simple stuff. I'm trying to get some money for kids' cancer. I'm not trying to
Mhm.
fund movies and crap like that. I'm out there riding to help kids with cancer. And nobody like I get a kick out of the ones where they want me to pay money to be in their movie. Now that's cool for some people. And I'm not going to say that it's wrong. I think it's all right, but I'm above that now. You know what I mean? I'll be in your movie for free and I'll do what I have to help promote it, but I'm not going to pay you to put me in your movie.
You
I'm
know what?
I'm bigger than a lot of the people that are in their movies, you know?
I haven't I've had people on to promote their movies, I haven't got like 13 Fanboy was very difficult with me, And I've had others that the projects never came to fruition. And it's just kind of like, like I don't have the funds that I used to have.
Yeah,
And
none of us do.
I work two cleaning jobs right now. That's the thing. I don't make money at podcasting. And I don't know, like I've had people ask me why I'm not doing more interviews. Well, because I'm constantly tired, you know? I work two cleaning jobs, give or take about 80 hours, give or take a week, and keeps my bills paid. I've never not paid my rent. And it allows me to be able to do the cons when I get the chance. Although I'm trying to handle the cons in a way where I don't spend as much because my weakness is the guest. I like getting the autographs and the
Yeah.
pictures, giving my yeah. And I know at Frightmare in the Falls a couple of years ago, I must have got about 30 autographs. And you want to think that weighed on my pocketbook.
Oh, I can imagine.
And then I did Chiller, my first one in the States. And And well, your dollar is a lot well, much more than ours. So yeah, I spent a lot. And I must have think it was 20 or 21 people I met at that. It was fun. I met some interesting people, but it's kind of like, man, I gotta find a way to stick to at the most no more than 10 if I can, but sometimes it is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get
Last,
into a place like that, you want to
yeah.
meet them and have that interaction.
Well, last year, I think I met, I wanted to keep it to 10. I think I ended up meeting 15, but you know what? I didn't spend nearly as much as I thought I would, so I was still fine. So, I don't have a visa bill on that anymore, so I'm good. But it took me a while to pay off the chiller, though. But I eventually got it. So, but I think my big thing, though, about I've been asked when I'm going to do another one in the States. I'd like to. Problem is the immigration took a while.
Yeah.
Whereas when I go to Toronto, I just get off the plane, go about my day. And I had one of my guests invite me to the London, England Film Comic Con, and she's from California. She said it's going to take her longer to get there than me because they'd only be 4 or 5 hours ahead of me. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I could do this. Then I come to discover I would have a 10-hour layaway going down and a 10-hour layaway coming back. And I'm like, that's 2 vacation days.
Yeah. Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah, I don't want to do that? So I don't know. But I was happy to do Chiller in New Jersey, but uh, until I'm financially more focused and hopefully eventually move to Toronto, I don't know how far I'm gonna get on that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The
But
finances took a wicked turn for everybody over the last couple of years. I know
well,
I got hit with it pretty hard. I did pretty good through the whole thing with this last, without getting political, administration that we had here. I did good through the first 2 years. The third year it started catching me. Last year it was nuts. It was horrible. So a lot of the stuff that I was doing, I had to cancel plans and just go about trying to keep the family going and stuff. And the kids keep me busy too. They're always out doing stuff. So I was a little bit calm. I wanted to do a lot more last year than what I did. Hopefully this year I have some big plans for this year. I hope I can get it going.
I know this fall I'm voting for Pierre Poilievre. I'm not liberal or conservative, but he is conservative. And I met him at a rally, and we need our current government right the fuck out when we need it like 10 years ago. Because Trudeau, as I like to call him, has done nothing but fuck up this country. And he's gonna. Here's the thing, and this is what just grinds my gears. Everybody's griping about the Donald Trump tariffs, 25% tariffs in Canada. But nobody seems to be talking about the 20% carbon tax that's going to happen in April. Why? Because the media don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
No. So this is one thing I've thrown out to people. Sure, we don't like the 25% tariffs, but who put us there? It wasn't Donald Trump. It was our shithead so-called leader. And so we need him out. Yeah, we need him out.
Yeah, and that stuff, a
And
lot of people don't look at it for what it is. Donald Trump's a businessman too. I'm not trying to be Mr. Trumpster or anything like that. But what he does and the way that he runs the country, I believe, is a lot better. He runs it secure. He tries to make it financially secure, and he tries to make us less independent on everybody else. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He's got a big mouth. I don't. That doesn't bother me because I got a big mouth and like to do stuff like that too. Like if somebody's being a pain in my ass, I'm going to tell him how it is. And he's the same way. If somebody's being a pain in the ass, he's going to tell him how it is. And a lot of these people nowadays just don't have this skin. Again, us being older, we have a little bit thicker skin about stuff. Like we don't get agitated or all upset and panties in a twist over the smallest little things.
Well, you know what? It's funny because when Trump issued the tariffs, Trudeau and Chrystia Freeland and all the rest of that caucus, they responded by running their fucking mouths, which didn't work for them. Whereas Danielle Smith, the premier of Alberta, she's trying to find a solution to the border issues. And Liberal Party is all upset because Danielle Smith got invited to Mar-a-Lago. Why? Because she wants to find a solution.
Yeah,
And
trying
then
to
you
fix
got
it.
Yeah, and then we got Trudeau up there running his mouth. And I was like, I'm sorry, Mr. Tampons, whatever you want to call him. You're not tough. You're not tough. You broke this country. It's funny, the Tom Hanks thing the other night was on Saturday Night Live. And one of my comedian friends had asked what the big deal was. He didn't know what was so controversial. Now I hear this all the time. People are going to cancel Tom Hanks, not watch his. You know what? I'm still going to watch his movies, just like I still watch Kevin Spacey movies. I still watch Woody Allen movies. It's like piss off with this fucking cancel culture. People just want to gripe. But I told them, I said, look, I shouldn't have said anything, but nonetheless, I said, would they have said anything about Joe Biden? And believe me, that was ripe for humor to make fun of.
Yeah,
Would they have said anything about Kamala Harris? And for anybody listening, I'm not a Trump guy. I'm not here. I'm a Canadian, so I got no bone in the fight.
yeah.
And what happens? One of this guy's friends telling me that it would not need to happen. I need to up my dosage. Dosage of what? What? How many accents she was using? I'm sorry. Had they been smart, they would have had some, and I wouldn't have mattered whether it was female. She didn't lose because she was female or that she was black. She lost because Trump had a better campaign.
Yeah,
You know, and you can't. And people say that the megas can't take a joke. They can't take it over the Tom Hanks. They can't take it. Well, neither fucking can they.
oh, they're even worse. Me, I don't. Like I said, I don't go either way. Whatever's going to be best for me and my family, that's the road that I'm going to go down. So a lot of the
Exactly.
politics, like, oh, they're like, I'm one of the MAGA terrorists because I like Trump's agenda. I like what he does. I have daughters that are in sports, and I have granddaughters that are in sports.
Hmm.
So he's trying to make sports safer for my daughters and granddaughters. Uh, all right.
I
Now,
that's another friggin' argument. I
you
got
want
my
to,
picture taken with Pierre Poilievre at a rally, and I posted on Facebook. And somebody had posted that I got my picture taken with a bigot. And I said, how is he a bigot? Pierre Poilievre's running a conservative against Trudeau and making Trudeau look like a total ass. Um, but nonetheless, I met him. And this person said, because he's going to cause a civil war with the trans thing. And I'm like, I was at that rally. The trans thing was never brought up. He talked about axing the carbon tax, fixing the budget, building the homes, because we got a homeless problem around here, and um, stopping the crime, because we got catch and release
oh,
bullshit.
yeah, yeah,
So that was what was brought up. I'm sorry, but that other stuff doesn't seem all that important right now. I'm sorry. I think those other things are very, very important because they affect everybody.
yeah.
But in terms of, and this gets into the men and women's sports, I remember there was a video sent to me. It was a South Park video. It was involved female Olympics competition. This was fucking hilarious because South Park is so good at this. But you had Miss Woman brought up there, and she was a champion and this and that. And the announcer goes, "Well, this is the first year that a transgender woman is going to be part of this. What do you think of that?" And she goes, "I think it's great. We're making history. Blah 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 blah." And he goes, "Well, have you ever met Heather Swanson? She's not the typical trans blah 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 blah." And she goes, "What do you mean she's not the typical trans blah 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 blah? I find that kind of bigoted." He goes, "Okay." Moves over there, and Heather Swanson is Randy Macho Man Savage. I thought that was
Yeah.
so hilarious. And of course, he goes, "I only started identifying as a woman in the past 2 weeks or whatever." And he goes on and he wins it. Now, those people can be pissed all they want to. What South Park proved right there is exactly what is wrong with that whole fucking system.
Yeah,
Yep. And
absolutely.
now we've got what they call a biological male running for best actress at the Oscars.
Yeah, that doesn't. That's. I mean, I don't have anything against them.
I
Obviously,
don't
I don't.
either, but it's like,
You gotta. It's it's one of those things where it's not all of them, but a couple of bad apples could ruin the whole bunch. I
yep,
mean, that's the best way to put it. You're gonna have that in anything, and the couple of bad apples that are ruining the whole bunch are really ruining it because they're out there making the biggest deal out of all of it and bringing the wrong kind of attention to it. And then you get these people that aren't even involved in it that are just doing it for the politics, running along with it, and they're making it even worse. Like
exactly,
people need to wake up and see that it's the whole puppeteer thing. They're getting treated like puppets and they're doing this stupid shit.
Well, I got asked recently what I thought about the DEI thing, and I said I'm against it. I said, look, I had an eye surgery, a retina detachment surgery, a year ago, January. I said I didn't care what the color of skin or what gender the person operating on me was, but I did care that they were fucking qualified.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And there was that plane that went down in Toronto. Apparently, that was DEI based.
Well, none of it, and this is another one of those things, and it comes right along in with what they're doing, the whole thing. All right, these people are getting put into positions that they don't deserve to be put in,
Hmm.
and it's ruining it for the people that do deserve to be in that position. And then what's going to happen is nobody's going to want to do that shit anymore. Like
Well, people
they're
are
going to
going
do
to get hurt or killed. That's what's going to happen.
there's not going to be anybody qualified in the positions that need qualified people because the qualified people are getting pushed out by the ones that aren't. And they're going to look at it like, well, you know what? There's no sense in me even trying anymore. I'm not even going to do it. And
Hmm.
then you're going to have a point where you don't have any good doctors, you don't have any good pilots. You don't, I mean, you're already seeing it. I always said it, the infrastructure of the world is going down the shitter because nobody wants to do the infrastructure jobs anymore. Your construction jobs, your maintenance type jobs, the people that are designing buildings, architects, everybody that does all of the stuff that needs to be done, nobody's doing it anymore. Your carpentry jobs, like how many kids are coming out of high school nowadays saying, "Hey, you know what? I think I want to be a carpenter. I want to build houses." It's just falling apart. Electricians, all of your trade jobs, there's nobody doing it anymore.
Hmm. But yeah, if you say anything, you're called a
Yeah.
misogynist or an instaphobe and all of this. And I think it's ridiculous. I also find this, I heard this from one of my guests last year. Because I'm a straight white man, I now get to feel what it felt like for everybody else. And I'm like, aren't we supposed to learn from our fucking mistakes, not repeat them? Because I'm getting really tired of hearing the cis white man, cis straight white man thing I'm hearing online. I want to tell these people to fuck off. I didn't own slave. My father didn't own slave. My grandfather didn't own slaves. Fuck off. I never beat a woman, you know. And that's where we're going. So now they're saying it's about equality. They argue equality unless you're straight, unless you're white, and or if you're Christian. They seem to think it's okay to bash Christians. I guarantee you they're not going to uh, bash Palestine or anything like that,
See,
or
that's another. Well,
Hamas.
now we were talking about how cool it is with the internet and stuff, and like how we get to talk and everything.
Hmm.
And I see where it's fun for me because, like I said, I have friends from countries all over the world,
Hmm.
and they're the way that I look at them and the way that they look at me, we're just other people. There isn't any of this nonsense fighting or diversity or any of that. We're just people. We're good people getting together and sharing common goals. Like if everybody could kind of get back on that page, kind of like it used to be a lot more of that, especially in the United States, there was. And like shit, the United States and Canada can't even get together for a hockey game anymore.
That's another thing too. And
It's like absolutely ridiculous.
Pierre Poilievre brought this up too. He's the guy I'm voting for prime minister this fall. I don't agree one fucking bit of people here in Canada booing the US anthem. And that's been happening here. Again, whether you're a Trump supporter or not, he didn't cause this. Our idiot resigned uh, prime minister caused this. He caused this. Let's point the blame at him. He caused this. His caucus caused this. There's the one that should be booed. I'm not going to boo the American flag. I'm certainly not going to boo it based on that jackass. I'll tell you that. That's funny, because you hear some of these media outlets and we're the problem, but yet I think we're the only ones that's got our heads screwed on tight. And concluding I don't listen to CBC, I don't listen to CBS. I listen to a lot of the indie news online um, because I'm hearing the truth.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. But you know, is it hard with like I don't have any kids. I just get Skittles and he just stays here out of that nonsense. But you've got kids. Is it hard for them out there right now, or are they pretty? Or well, I imagine you probably brought them up well, but is it hard for
I
them out there?
I mean there's some stuff that's hard to navigate. I think for me as a father, it's really hard for me. And I put a lot of pressure on myself to make sure that my kids are ready to handle whatever's out there, but yet they could still have fun. Like I don't want them being scared to go do stuff. I don't want them having the wrong idea about things. I try to keep them as neutral as I am with, with the way it is. I mean, common sense is huge nowadays. It's a very rare commodity, and I think it's worth a lot. So I try to teach them stuff that way. For the most part, they're pretty cool with it. I was a teenager through the '80s, so in my house were the '80s. We still listen. My son's 18 now, and well, he's going to be 18 in March. He loves '80s music. He listens to it. My daughter, that's 10, she listens to all '80s music. We watch '80s sitcoms. So, and funny as it is, a lot of the stuff that was going on in the '80s sitcoms is still the same kind of stuff that's going on now. It can be translated. So they learn a lot through watching those shows and realize, it's just everything's kind of the same as it was before. It's just magnified by the news media and you have it in your face all the time. Like back in the '80s, you didn't have to watch the shit all the time. Now you put your phone on, it's blah 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 blah. You put the TV on, blah 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 blah. Put the radio on. It's all the same shit. Like you can't get away from it. So I make sure they have escapes to get away from all of the nonsense that's going on outside and kind of handle it that way. I mean, our area around where I live now has been getting absolutely nuts within the last couple of years. It's absolutely crazy with the amount of crime. Again, the crime, homelessness, the drugs, this structure of everything. Our streets and roads are absolute donkey trails anymore. You can barely drive a car on half of the roads around where I live now. And they're watching it all collapse, but we just try to navigate our way through it.
It's interesting too, because going back to the DEI thing, it's funny. This never used to be an issue. And I was talking to somebody the other day. Um, I've said this many times. I said I prefer Eddie Murphy's Nutty Professor over the Jerry Lewis one.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't brought into that movie based on his race. But what's interesting, it's funny. Because we're talking about 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live, and I said Eddie Murphy is easily to me one of the top three greatest to come out of Saturday Night Live. I put him up there, John Belushi, and I don't know who else. But here's the thing with Eddie Murphy. The race thing wasn't part of it. Hear him do his impressions, he was amazing. His stand-up was brilliant. So let's look at his career. Went from Saturday Night Live, he did 48 Hours. He was paired up with Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, this was not a race thing. They were looking for something for Eddie Murphy because they knew he was marketable based on his talent.
Yeah.
They brought him in there with Nick Nolte, did 48 Hours. Following year, Trading Places. You had Dan Aykroyd. You had Jamie Lee Curtis doing her first non-slasher role. But what I would argue to say Eddie Murphy was the biggest selling point of the movie because 48 Hours was a hit. Eddie Murphy was brilliant. People were going to see him. Were they going to see him because of his race, or were they going to see him because he's fucking brilliant? I think
Yeah.
you know the answer.
Absolutely.
And
He
then
was
what
brilliant.
happened in 1984? Eddie Murphy stepped it up. He was in Beverly Hills Cop. He had the starring role. And between that and Ghostbusters, they were the two highest grossing films of the year. Race had nothing to do with it. Race had nothing to do with it. Now, the transgender thing, I meet people at the cons all the time that are transgender, and I don't have a bad thing to say against them. They haven't wronged me. But I remember back in the 80s, my older brother had posters of Boy George on his wall.
Oh yeah, coming through the 80s, man, that was a really, they think it's wild now. Coming through the
Yeah.
80s was really
Well,
wild.
Boy George was not a wasn't a transgender, but
No.
his whole thing was he dressed as a woman, and Mom often said, he'd make a beautiful woman. Um, but here's the thing with Boy George is he had the talent to back it up. He'd go out there on the stage and have all these flashy outfits on and whatever wigs he had, and the fancy hats. See, it wasn't just about that. It was about the talent. You
Yeah.
needed the talent. And I think that has really gotten lost on a lot of people right now when they're trying to book so many out of this, book so many out of that, and they make it obvious in some of these movies, and it's like, stop,
And it's
stop.
actually it's actually destroyed the work ethic too, because these people don't have to work hard. They don't have to prove themselves. They don't have to come up through the ranks. They just get put in that spot. And then there's no appreciation for it.
Yeah. But
They
that
think
brings us,
everything needs to be handed to them.
yeah. So that brings us, because there's a reason I bring all this up. Because speaking of safety for kids, this, of course, is riding for kids cancer. And of course, this is something that you're all about. This is something that helps society. And
And that's what I'm here, giving back, man.
yes, give it back. And I've donated to this. And I heard you gave one of these to Scotty and you got a free pair of boxers in return. Is that true?
I would do anything to get a pair of those boxers. No, I'm only kidding. I wouldn't.
And do what with them?
I don't even know what I do with them. I don't know. Maybe put them on strawberry. I have
What's
my
strawberry? Who's strawberry?
I have my strawberry eight back here behind me. That's my youngest daughter, Morgan's. It's just a big life-size stuffed animal of a pink ape. We named her Strawberry.
Why do you have a pink ape?
I, 10-year-old. She has to have a pink ape. I don't know.
Why do you have a pink ape?
But I don't know if she'd let me put Scotty's boxers on Strawberry. Scotty's boxers. Strawberry's wearing a Tasmanian Devil shirt now, Taz. So Taz
You don't
shirt,
you don't think
Scotty's boxers.
Tasmanian Devil goes well with Scotty boxers?
No, probably not.
No, you don't think that work?
No.
So
No.
what's Strawberry doing in there with you?
I just hanging out. Keeps me company. Keeps that one chair warm. Scares everybody when they walk through the front door. Kind of like an alarm system. If somebody walks through the front door and they see Strawberry sitting there, they think it's a person.
Yeah, but I thought it belonged to your 10-year-old daughter.
Yeah, she leaves it there in the chair.
Why?
She comes in. She plays in this room too. My little office is like her little play area too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Did you get her
yeah.
a
We
pair
have
of Scotty boxers?
no. She she likes Scotty and all, but not like that.
You're not going to get your family all pairs of Scotty boxers for Christmas?
What Scotty needs to do is get Scotty wallpaper. That would be
Yes,
good.
let's
Then you
give
could
him let's
decorate your room with wallpaper.
yeah, let's give him more ideas. Let's
Scotty,
give
wallpaper. And a bigger
let's
picture of your face too, so we could see it.
and a Scotty bobblehead with boxers.
Yeah, he does have a Funko Pop of Slasher Scotty. So
Yeah, but but he's got to have the boxers.
yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't count. Holy cow. He's got pajama. I didn't know he had pajamas with his fucking face on them.
Yeah. He's great though. And I don't know. I'm so thankful for Scotty too. Like
I am
everything that
too.
he's done for me and all of the how he supported me. I mean, even with this with his book, The Clown on Maple Street, when he came to me and asked me to do the foreword for it, I was like, I'm a stunt dude, and I don't know. I didn't even know what the hell a foreword was. I had to Google the shit to see. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do it, no problem. As soon as I got off the phone with him, I had to Google it to see what the hell I got myself into.
And then you
But
did the backwards.
yeah, but to see how much of an honor that actually was for him to ask me to do that, it's like I can't even. I'm at a loss for words, which is crazy with me. He's a great guy. He's given me a lot of opportunities, and again, I don't know, like I'm just a regular dude doing crazy stuff, and once you know that I was came up through the 70s and 80s, that's why I'm still that same crazy kid from then. Like I don't think there's anything real great about me. I like to have fun and I get right to doing stuff.
You know, it's funny because we're part of a dying breed.
I
Because
know, and
I
I
I
hate that.
really I worry about our future of our society. I'll tell you that, and that's not talking liberal or conservative, Republican or Democrat. I'm worried about like I'm kind of worried about like kids don't the grade is the grade point average now lower or something or to get through school or this or that like
Yeah, it's well, and this is one of the things too. Like I like doing all of the things that I do, but my job is as a parent the most important one to me because I take responsibility for it. And I wish other parents, more parents, I know there's a lot of them out there that are like me. I take responsibility in raising my kids to be able to bring them up to be decent human beings and make the world a better place. So I instill a lot of what I learned through my years into my kids. And my son and my daughter, Gage, the oldest, and Morgan, the youngest, are both honor roll students. They
Oh,
are straight
nice.
A's all the way through. They're into athletics. Gage plays football and he's on the track team. Morgan, she is taking up drums in the band. She does gymnastics and she plays soccer. Now, my other daughter, Tegan, she does the best that she can. I never really brought this out. You're going to get a scoop here, all right? My other daughter, Tegan, was diagnosed with autism. So she does her best. She likes to get into the Special Olympics. She works real hard on her grades. She does everything that she can, even with her disability, to try to be the best person that she can.
Mhm.
So I like to think that, I mean, it's parents' responsibility to be able to do this. And I know it's harder to do it nowadays with the way things are, but I'm a stay-at-home dad. My
Mhm.
wife and I, we figured out somehow to be able to do it so that I'm here to make sure that these kids are brought up the right way, they're safe, they're secure, and they're not having to deal with both of us being at work and trying to take care of themselves. They get to actually be kids and do kid stuff. I mean, it's great. And I know it's hard. We're not by any means rich. We're not by any means all caught up on all of our bills or anything like that. But for us, the most important part is our kids. And I think a lot of too many people now are too busy trying to pay their bills, too busy trying to have that brand new car, too busy trying to have the big fancy house. They're too busy with all of the material things that don't really mean shit through their lives to do what's really important. And I hope that somewhere along the lines, we get a president that starts really looking at family values and how families are being raised and trying to fix that. Because I think that's one of the biggest problems in the United States now, too. I mean, well, actually, all over the world, it could be like family values are shit now. They're out the window.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I worry about going, like even going for an operation or something, when I'm in my old age, because it's like, is the person going to be qualified? And now somebody might say, "Well, you're being paranoid about this." I have a right to be because of the shit that's being put out there today. And I think people should be worried. I think, we I'm not skilled at being a doctor or a lawyer or mechanic or anything like that. I'm not skilled at that stuff. But I admire people that can. And we're going to come part where when we get older that we're going to require that. And sometimes I wonder what the generation after us,
Yeah.
what they're going to be like. I do worry about that. Um, I don't know. And like I said, the government's not helping any, I'll tell you that, with
Well,
some
that's
of the
where
crap.
I think that's where you open that whole big can of worms with the AI. They don't want people to be able to do it because they're going to have computers doing it. It's just taking more power away from what people are going to do and putting more power into the computers that they're programmed. That's a scary thought, but man, science fiction. I like horror and everything, but I was never really into sci-fi. My wife's a big sci-fi nerd, and I'm like, she puts one of those movies on, and I'm within 10 minutes of it going on, I'm falling asleep. But I started watching them a little bit closer because I'm starting to see a lot of similarities.
You mean like HAL in 2001: A Space Odyssey becoming a reality? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just a little bit scary. Yeah.
it is, man. That's like one of the scariest movies going now. It's not the horror movies. It's all of this stuff that was predicted in all of these sci-fi movies how many years ago.
Yep. Yep. So I don't know. It's interesting, you know. So talk about riding let me see. Try to get this right.
It is the Great Cycle Challenge,
Great
the ride
Cycle
to
Challenge.
the
Yes.
ride to fight kids cancer.
Hmm.
This will be my ninth year, and I'm honored and blessed to be able to be in a situation that I can still keep doing this. Um, I'm in my ninth year. It
Hmm.
is to raise awareness for children's cancer also to raise funds for the Children Cancer Research Centers in Minnesota. And they spread their funds and money out. I mean, some of their funds go to St. Jude's, other places like that too. Um, I have so far in my 8 years that I have completed, I rode my bike 1,579 miles. Anybody that keeps up with me knows that they are not easy miles. I try to spend a lot of it in the dirt on a BMX bike. My BMX bike has taken a beating over those years and has been getting a lot of broken parts. So I have been switching over to a mountain bike every now and then, but I try to keep it on dirt for the most part. And also in that time, I raised $9,773. Not
Excellent.
a ton, not a ton of money. There are people out there that are raising that much in 1 year and more, but it's what I can do. Like I said, for me to do this is hard because I'm a busy dude with the three kids. And like I said, my kids are active in everything. So I'm like running them all over the place all the time. All the spare time that I get, usually I put into riding those miles. And it's fun. I mean, I was thinking this year I want to do some more giveaways. Like I said, I got some merch and stuff now. I'm
Hmm.
thinking about doing some more stuff. One of the big plans that I have is for $5 Fridays. Every now and then I'll have a little thing where I'll pick a Friday and everybody that donates $5 on that Friday, I'll throw their name in a bucket and I'll pull a name at the end of the day and they're going to win some. A t-shirt. I
I think I
have
might want to order one of those t-shirts. I like that.
we're still working on getting the patch and everything down right. We're she's working on, so like I said, she's just trying to start her business and I'm trying to help promote her and stuff too. So we're in the early phases where she's trying to figure out what kind of materials are the best to use because I want to make it easy for people too. I don't want to be like, all right, you got to turn your shirt inside out and only wash it in cold water with this, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that the logos stay on the shirt and stuff. But we will
Hmm.
be rolling that out. The $5 Fridays. And I got to thank Panda Supplements. Panda Supplements has given me a huge amount of support over the last couple of years too. I have drawstring bags, shaker cups, all kinds of stuff that they give me for giveaways. So they'll be included in. Who doesn't need a drawstring bag over the summer? You know what I mean? Little gym bag. They're all waterproof. They got the zippers on. They're nice bags. So that'll be a part of the giveaways. And it's easy. I don't have a ton of money myself, so I'm not expecting people to donate thousands of dollars to me. It's like every now and then I'll throw out a thing. Fridays, donate $5 on the Friday. Maybe you got a shot at winning a prize, you know? So I'm planning on doing that. I'm planning on doing a lot more riding this year, hopefully. Like I said, last year I got hit with some financial stuff. My kids are busy, and my daughter, the middle one, the one with autism, broke her foot. So I've been doctors with, there's always something going on keeping me running around. But I want to get a little more active. I took a social media content course to learn how to take care of different things and combine all my social media together to save myself time there.
Hmm.
I did roll out the OGBH creations. Eventually, I maybe want to start turning this into a business. Right now, financially, it's not going to work out the best for me, but I'm starting to try to prep it for when I'm ready for it. That's just old goon Brett Harris. I want to go back to being the old goon that I was before. And everybody's like, goon, well, that's a bad thing. My definition of goon's a little bit different. It's when attitude and ego override style and finesse, which means I'm just going to get stuff done. It may not be pretty, but I'm going to get it done and I'm going to have fun doing it. And you're going to know that I'm having fun doing it. The last couple of years, I think I was trying to get stuff too perfect and it was interfering with me having fun. And I kind of handcuffed myself on some stuff there with that too. Like the social media thing I never bother. If somebody gave me a bad remark on social media before, I would stay in character and I would argue back with, which is a good thing because every time they argue back with you, it gives you another click on social media. That's good. Algorithm. But I started taking some of the criticism to heart. I was like, I'm better than this. Why are these people saying I suck? I try to do this stuff. I'm putting more time into it, and everybody's saying I suck. And it got me a little bit last year. But like I said, last year was tough too, financial wise, trying to get shit
Why
done
would they say you sucked?
because everybody on the internet's an expert at what they do,
I guess. Fuck.
But this
I
year, I'm
bet
not going
they
to worry
couldn't
about
do
it.
it.
Uh, I'm not going to worry about it so much. I'm going to just try to get stuff done. I'm going to try to have fun doing it. I am going to roll out some more stunts. They may not be pretty. I may crash a lot, but hey, that's what I was known for before. And who wants to see me land a stunt anyway? Nobody ever wanted to see me land anything. They always just wanted to see how bad I was going to crash.
Are
When
you
I
gonna have a
first started, that was it, man. You go out, try something that I know I'm not going to get hurt too bad on. If I land it, yay. If I don't, give it a good crash, you know.
are you gonna have a side saddle for Strawberry?
Strawberry, I am planning on having strawberry in something, definitely,
Yeah.
because there was a car show I watched. It's called Dirt Every Day, where they'll take a piece of shit 4x4 and they'll try to get it running, and then they'll try to take it out in the dirt, see if they could make it off road. All of their stuff, there is actually a person dressed in a pink gorilla suit that shows up somewhere in the video, and it's like a Find Waldo moment, you know. So when my daughter got this, when Morgan got this, I was like, hey, I could steal a little bit of a thing from Dirt every day, and somewhere that gorilla is going to show up in some of my videos. So Strawberry will be a star.
Strawberry and Scotty form a bond.
Yeah, Strawberry's going to be out there somewhere. So everybody make sure, look, get a good look at Strawberry. Strawberry might even be involved in some of the giveaways. Find Strawberry, get your name put in the hat. Never know. My mind's going. I'm back into a creative zone. I was in a little bit of a dead space over the last year. This year, I'm getting a little bit better. I'm back into my creative zone again. So we're gonna have fun this year.
What kind of stunt you working on?
Well, one of the big things that I want to do, I want to try to find some half decent riding spots. Um, One of the plans that I might have is called BMX Explorer, to play on the BMX thing and have it be an explorer. Like maybe find some mountain local area mountain bike trails and stuff like that. And then I have the little mini tiny bikes, seeing if maybe I could bomb some of those mountain bike trails with a little mini tiny bike without doing too much harm to myself. Um, my mongoose bike that I have is a complete shambles. That thing is a disaster. That's been with me for the whole 9 years that I've been doing the Great Cycle Challenge, and they don't make that bike anymore, so I can't really get too good of parts for it. So I'm going to try to fix that up and do a couple of things with that, have some fun with it. Um, Different areas, different scenery, just trying some different stuff. I have some other props to work with. Gage is done with his football now, so I don't have to worry about him getting hurt. Once he's out of school this year, coming up this summer, he's done, he's graduating. So he wants to help me with a couple of stunts. Maybe we could figure some stuff out. Morgan, of course, my 10-year-old, she's a little maniac. She's wants to do some gymnastic type stuff in some stunts, and she likes skateboarding. So she's been in a couple of my recent videos and stuff. So I'm gonna turn it back into a family thing too. You know, we're gonna have
I
fun.
like that. I like that dynamic.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna do it in hopes to bring more eyes in on us so that I could raise some more money for the children's cancer research.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's fantastic that that you're putting this out there. Plug all of this for those listening.
All right. It's greatcyclechallenge.com. Then you're going to go /riders/ Brett Harris, my name. And that'll put you on my donate page. Like I said, you don't have to donate a lot. I don't, man, if you could just donate $5, it's awesome because that goes towards great use and puts me closer to my goal.
Hmm.
My goal right now is to ride 150 miles. I'm keeping that low because I want to do stunts. I put my miles up a little bit higher before, and then I was laying back on doing the crazy stuff because I didn't want to get hurt and not be able to finish my mile. So I'm going to do some more stunts this year to promote it. And I'm looking only for starting out. I have my goal for $800. I always throw out if I double my goal and get $1,600 by September 1st, which is when I start logging my miles, I'll double my miles. So get me to $1,600 by September 1st. Instead of riding 150 miles, I'll ride 300.
Fantastic, fantastic. And you're working on merch. I think that's awesome too. So,
Yes, once my daughter gets that straightened out and we get things hammered down a little bit, I'll do a little bit more with that. Um, like I said, Panda Supplements, I'm teamed up with them. If you go to pandasups.com, check out what they have. Everything from everyday multivitamins to superfoods for daily health and nutrition to workout proteins, pre-workouts. They got a wide variety of stuff. Their taste amazing. The flavors they have, everything is awesome. Got to check it out. Use coupon code Danger Dude, and you'll get my discount.
absolutely. You you still watch wrestling?
Yes.
I don't watch it much, but I still have Teal Piper on every year and Princess Victoria.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely like going online and watching stuff from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Although a lot of people are complaining that Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble, and I gotta say, I love Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, but that's another one of those ones where they have other people that could have won that, and they just bring her in for one match. She hasn't really even been on TV since she won that. She just comes in, wins a Royal Rumble. She'll show up again at WrestleMania.
I love Charlotte Flair, you know. Um, I don't follow AEW except for what Jim Cornette talks about, which is always amusing. But I don't know. I find right now the women, I find I'm more impressed with the women's wrestling in WWE than the men's. What's the women's wrestling like in AEW?
It's actually pretty good. I mean, the women over there, they give it all. They have a lot more harder bumps, I would say, and there's some bigger ones. I mean, not like Nia Jax big, like but stronger. And they're more entertaining, I believe. The women in WWE is they're a lot more kind of towards looks, and AEW is more towards the fighting.
You who are you a fan of?
Chris Statlander in AEW.
I don't know who that is.
She's awesome. She's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Big, strong girl. She's definitely a powerhouse. And now they have this new one. Megan Dane came in. She's a big powerhouse too. So it's like I said, it's just a different style. AEW, WWE is like if if you want to be more involved in the story aspect of it, I think WWE maybe has better storylines and stuff like that. But to get away from that and just go to actual wrestling and physical matches, AEW's for that. So it's you could watch both. I mean, there's no I'm not one of these, oh, WWE sucks, I watch AEW, or AEW sucks, I watch WWE. They both have their thing.
Yeah, I like the female wrestling because way back in the day, you might get one female match on a card if you're lucky. Now women are a lot more involved. I like that. I do.
Yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, I did buy a lot more of those LGN wrestling figures when I was right here in the Falls. You know what? I've now got four Terry Funks. But I finally got one with the hat, but I'm like, I still don't have the darn branding iron.
Huh.
So I'm like, now I'm going to have to get a fifth one.
Yeah, you got to
When I,
find it.
huh?
You got to find
Well,
that one.
here's the thing. I find them at these are the rubber ones back from back in the 80s. And a lot of the cons, they'll have a bin that somebody will have them, and I'll go through and I'll see what they have. It's hard to find them with accessories. But I found Terry Funk with a hat when I was at to Frightmare in the Falls. And I already have Jake the Snake, but I found him with Damien. And
Wow.
I'm like, yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have another Jake the Snake, you know? So, yeah, that was rare. So, But Terry Funk had the hat and the branding iron, and I got a couple of him. Actually, I don't know, maybe it was two or three of him. I got the somebody sold a bunch of them to me at a flea market years and years ago, and and I just took them all off his hands. But I found Terry Funk with a hat, and I'm like, now no, just gotta get the branding iron. But I like those rubber ones, those pre-posed rubber ones. I mean, those things you can throw around.
Yeah, they take a beating.
Yeah, they
They were
do.
actual they were toys you play with.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting because when I was in New Jersey for a chiller, I got a bunch of them, and I found a Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and that was part of the first line. And I was like, I'd never seen that figure before. I knew it existed, but I'd never seen it, and so I grabbed that. But yeah, I must have most of them right now. So I grabbed I grabbed actually AEW did a couple of them like that.
Yeah.
Yep. They did Cody Rhodes when he was with AEW. I got him as an Aljan, and I think it was MJF. I think was the other one they
Yeah,
did.
MJF's a big one there.
I'm thinking that was the other one they did as an LJN. I'll look that up here because I want to make sure I got the right one. AWLJN figures. No, it was Darby Allen. Darby Allen. Not,
He's crazy. Well, was crazy. I haven't seen him for a while.
yeah.
He
So,
was his
yeah.
spots
So,
were nuts. He was like the Hardys on crack. The stuff that he did was off the wall.
yeah. So, they had a couple of the LJNs. I like the LJNs, so but so I got a bunch of them. But, yeah. You got anything else you want to plug and promote on here?
Oh, I want to throw a huge shout out to my parents. And this is probably a part of the reason why I am who I am today. This past January, they celebrated, get ready for this, 69 years of marriage. They celebrated their 69th wedding anniversary.
That's a
They are
long time
both
to put up with each other.
they are both 90 and have been married for 69 years. Amazing.
What's their secret?
I I have no idea. They just do it. They're they just plug along. They're crazy.
My
And
parents, my
they
parents
have
got in. Yeah.
they have had a couple of situations where one or the other now would have some bad health and have to go to the hospital. And the one that would be at home was completely lost. Like they they're inseparable, even after all of this time. It's amazing.
Wow.
I'm truly blessed to have parents like that.
That's rare today too, because you got now it's like, oh, we'll get divorced. You see it in Hollywood all the time.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. My parents were together for 50 years and then dad passed, but they got 50 years in together. And yeah, it's rare to find people that stay together, but nobody wants to put any effort into it. How long have you and your wife been together?
We are together for, I'm going to say, close to 19 years
Wow.
and married for 16.
Wow. You got a while to go before you hit 70.
Yeah, long ways. Well, this I can't even say anything anyway because this is my second marriage. I've already been through the
Oh,
divorce area too. That's
Uh,
why I got such a wide range of kids. My oldest daughter from my first marriage is 30. Gage is 17. Tegan's 16, and Morgan's 10. So I
mhm.
have a 30-year-old and a 10-year-old. I have a granddaughter that's older than my youngest daughter. But
That's funny.
what are you gonna do? Hey, I'm an adventurous person. Like I said, I'm always up to something. I'm not your normal person. I'm a busy, crazy dude.
Now, does your eldest daughter, the 30-year-old, does she have a pair of Scotty boxers?
No, she doesn't. But she did meet Scotty a couple of times. She's one of the ones, and I got with Scotty's book, I got the awesome. I got to put the relic mask on a couple of times because I did a couple of autograph signings with Scotty and the book, where I got to go back to being relic and sign in some autographs. And she was one of the ones that wanted to get it. She
There
got
you
pictures
go.
she got pictures with me and Scotty together. I was dressed as well, not dressed. I had the mask on, choking her out. So we got to have some fun with that.
Do you ever grab Scotty and pull his underwear up through his crack?
No, but that wouldn't be a bad idea. That would surprise the hell out of them. I
And
know
then
that.
you could do a game. How many Scotty faces are stuck up there? Whoever gets
Yeah.
closest. See, I just come up with a new game.
There you go. We have to market that one.
There you go. There you go. You don't even have to tell Scotty.
I'm sure he'll watch this. I always try to watch his interviews with you too to see what he's saying about me. I know he just talked because he I saw him like right after he did his interview with you and he said you were talking about me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you come up. We got nicer things to say about you than Amanda, that's for sure. But that we won't delve into that. That's even worse than politicians right now. But no, it was wonderful having you come on here today. I love having you come on every year, chat about what you've been up to. And this is the first year we had strawberry.
Yeah, there's always something new. You never know what you're going to get with me.
There you go. There you go. I think you got cool background. My apartment's just a mess, so I just have a Toronto background behind me. So
Well, this room I kind of use as my office, so I have all
yeah,
that stuff up at the desk.
yeah. So why is the gorilla pink? I mean,
That's
I thought gorillas were black with occasional silver on the
we
back.
found we found that in a store before Valentine's Day. It was
Yeah,
supposed to be a Valentine's present.
for who?
Well, my daughter bought it for herself for Valentine's Day. It
Oh,
was her birthday. My the 10-year-old Morgan, her birthday is Valentine's Day.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So she used her birthday money that she got to buy strawberry for herself. So
Was
that
it
was
this
pretty cool.
year?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, this
so
February.
strawberry just
Pretty new.
hasn't even been here a month yet.
Nope.
Oh wow. So, how often does Strawberry sleep in your bed?
Not like I said,
Oh,
strawberry
tell the
pretty much
truth. Tell the
no.
truth.
I have other there's enough of other stuffed animals that are upstairs that do that. Yeah, Morgan's a little bit of a red panda freak too. So we have, oh my God, I'm gonna say at least 30 red pandas floating around.
I've got a stuffed red panda.
Oh, she loves red panda. Red pandas are her favorite thing in the world.
My dad, God rest his soul, did not know what a red panda was until he thought I was joking, and I had to show him a picture of one because it's not a doesn't look at all like a panda bear. It looks like a raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I've got a stuffed red panda here somewhere.
Yeah,
But
she's a red panda fanatic.
Oh wow. Yeah, has she ever seen a live one?
Yeah. Yeah, we actually have a zoo that's pretty close to here, and she's seen the real ones.
You know what? It's funny. I was to the Toronto Zoo a couple years ago, and it was amazing for me because I got for first time seeing a giraffe up close, and I saw the spotted hyena, and the polar bear was about the size of my friggin' car, you know, and I saw some of these animals, right up close. It's amazing. Um, I'd love to see a red panda. I think they're amazing. What animals do you have at your zoo?
Uh, the usual. The red pandas they just got last year, so they're pretty new. Wolves, giraffes, of course.
You got
Uh,
giraffes there?
yeah,
Yeah.
bison. There's a couple of different kind of birds, some kangaroos. Yeah, there's a couple of different things there. Um, we have another one that there's actually like two of them in the area. They have the lions, bears, tigers, stuff like that. Your typical zoo type stuff.
Now, does Scotty ever hang his boxers off the giraffe?
I don't know. I don't know if they have. I know they have an aquarium in Maryland. I think. I don't know about a zoo. I think Scotty's house is the closest to a zoo Maryland has.
Scotty is a zoo animal. But no, I think that. So, what was her reaction to seeing a red panda?
I didn't let her know that they were there either, so it was a total surprise. She loved it. It was amazing. It's one of those moments that I'm so thankful for because to see that kind of joy in your kid, it's amazing.
Now, what made her like the red panda? Like, what drew her to that animal? How did she discover the red panda?
Um, Gage was actually he was actually the first one to like red pandas. He went to the Philadelphia Zoo on a field trip and saw them. So that was the first time she really got introduced to it. But I think the Disney movie Turning Red, where the girl turns into a red panda, was the one that was the biggest.
Wow. Yeah, we didn't get Turning Red here, but yeah, I did see the trailers for it. Okay. Okay. Was there anything that grabbed your attention that was impressive to you that was there?
Um, I really like the red pandas. So they were pretty cool.
Yeah,
And
I
the
bet.
wolves, it was the first time I really got to see the wolves up close. They like came right in front of me. So that was pretty cool.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, they had we had the white wolves. Uh the Toronto Zoo had a bunch of them, so yeah. No, I love seeing exotic animals. So, did you see a pink gorilla there?
No, there were no pink gorillas. I will have to ask if they can get them in though.
Oh, on that note, you got anything else you want to plug before we close off?
Um, well, I am a pretty competitive person being an athlete. So Scotty's book, The Clown on Maple Street, you can
Hmm.
find it on Amazon. I wrote the foreword for it. I would like to see that one do well. I think he's on like his third one now he has out or something. He's doing
Hmm.
that whole big series. But I'm going to plug The Clown on Maple Street since I've heard of that. So check that out. It's Scotty McCoy through and through. Total roller coaster ride for me. And it kind of made me worry about things because Clown that's in this one, I really didn't like. Like, he's a dick. And it made me think, oh, wow, I wonder if people thought like that about me in Relic. Like, because as Relic, one of my first kills was a girl, a young girl. And I was thinking, wonder if that was the wrong move to make, like, because I did not like the Clown and the Clown on Maple Street. And I was thinking, holy shit, I wonder how many people hated Relic because I did that. I thought it was cool. And known from the movie, we originally wanted to kill the first girl, and I was like, kill her. We got to kill her, Scotty. We got to kill her. And now I read his book and I thought, wow, my clown was a dick too. But good book. Should check it out. And it's only like $10 for the soft cup on Amazon. You can find it. Um, GreatCycleChallenge.com. Riders, Brett Harris. You can find. I changed all my social media over. I am at OG Brett Harris now on Facebook and Instagram. And Kansas.com. Use code DangerDude. You can get my discount for anything off of there. You watch more of Greg's interviews. These things are awesome, and I'm truly thankful for you having me on for my sixth time.
Well, next year we'll have
You
you on
got
for
me
your
better with it.
seventh. Huh?
Yeah.
We'll keep this going.
Oh man, it's the street now. I hate to lose. I don't. Again, that competitive thing. I'm on a streak. I don't want to. I don't want to lose my streak.
And we don't want Scotty to streak.
No, God no. I saw enough. I saw enough of Scotty on the. You're giving him ideas. That was bad. Don't even don't. That would be rough.
He's gonna do that now. There you go. Well, Brett, it was wonderful having you come on here today. I gotta get you to do a plug for my show before we close off. Just say whatever's on the top of your head.
Thank you for watching my interview with the Python Hyena, Greg Gilbert, on Python's Paradise.
Absolutely. And this is the
I
Danger
wasn't
Dude
gonna say
himself.
I wasn't gonna say where it's from because I know you're not happy about it
This is the
anymore.
Danger Dude himself, Brett Harris, folks. Support the Cycle Challenge for Kids Cancer and check out his merch, get involved, and yeah, watch out for the pink gorilla, Strawberry. Yeah,
Strawberry will be active.
and definitely watch out for Scotty's boxers because that's worse than Where's Waldo. Well, God bless you, Brett. It was wonderful having you come on here today.
Thank you so much, Greg, for having me. I appreciate it.
I would love having you on here. It's always a pleasure.
All right. You have a great day.
All right, you take care, man.